Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. Today's story is they tried to tax us. And this is an Orange County story, Anaheim in particular. And the year is probably around 99, maybe 2000, somewhere right around in there. And I had several traps going, basically, houses where narcotics were being sold, if you don't know what that means. I had a couple of places in Anaheim. There were some apartments at Lincoln and Magnolia, and that place pretty much turned into the Carter, like New Jack City, but not quite on that level. But most of it was a nice middle income apartment building, and it started off small and it got bigger and bigger. That was the main spot, and a lot of the residents that lived there became customers. That's what I mean by it became like the Carter. And so, yeah, we had that main spot, and then there was a place down the road called the Lincoln Inn that was like long-term motel housing, almost like apartments, but it was considered a motel. And we had some stuff going on over there as well. We also had a smaller spot on the east end of Anaheim near the 57 freeway on Lincoln as well, and a spot in Long Beach and another spot in Rancho. Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga. You wouldn't think, right? But basically, I was like your Uber street pharmacist, if you will, back then. You make a phone call, uh, and basically, there was so much paranoia and stuff. We would talk in codes, and they'd call and say something like, "I only got an eighth of a tank left. Can you stop by and bring me some gas?" And basically, I knew what that meant. They were putting in their order, and I would bring it out later that day. So if you like content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, smash that like button, drop a comment, let me know what you think. And if you know somebody that likes this sort of content, then please share the video. So back to the story. Business was good. Like, we were making quite a bit of money. And originally, when I went into Anaheim, I just went in there and undercut a couple of people that were serving the people that I took over on, which was a dangerous risk, because, depending on whose toes you're stepping on, like, that could be a big deal, but it didn't end up being that way. So, it worked out pretty well, considering. Like I said, there was a lot of money coming in, and, I didn't do any business from home. You make a phone call, I'll be on the way. So some time goes by, and I get a phone call, and apparently someone had stopped by, and they were saying that we needed to pay taxes. So I said, well, let me head on over that way, and we'll have a conversation with these folks, and see what's going on. They were a black gang that likes the blue rag, and they were out of South Central somewhere. So they were out of bounds to begin with. But I did a little bit of research and figured out, if we were paying taxes, and as it turns out, higher up from me, we were paying taxes. So, I had my ducks in a row and I said, well, let's set up a meeting with these guys. And because, first of all, they're not even from Orange County, so they shouldn't be, they were trying to punk us basically, and we weren't going to have that. So I roll up and bring a couple of homies with me. Everybody's got the little pew pews. I don't like that word, but YouTube don't like the other word, so you know what I'm talking about. And brought my security from the house there in Anaheim, and we went down to meet up with these guys. And honestly, it was a pretty tense situation. I didn't know what was going to happen from this, and it could have got real ugly. Several times in my life, I can say I've avoided a life sentence or a unaliving type situation, and this very well could have been one of them, but we were making too much money not to address this head on and deal with it. So we went and had a talk with their guys, ended up drinking a couple of beers, and came to the conclusion that the white stuff they were selling, I could get it cheaper. So my guy in Long Beach had some good connections on that. So I would drop off what he needed, and almost like a trade basically. And he would get the Go Fast from me. I would get the white powder from him, and we were taking care of them now as well. So we just added another one to the team. And basically it they didn't want a problem, because once they found out that we were under the umbrella of somebody important, this could have started a much larger issue. So luckily we were able to resolve that, and everything ended up working out well there for the time being anyways. Now I want to say I don't tell this story to glorify anything. Down there in Anaheim, I was shot at more than once, and I shot more than once. And it's like I said, the thing is, I could have been unalived, or someone else could have been unalived, and I could be behind a wall somewhere right now. So I can't tell you how blessed I am to, be free. But here's the thing. If you don't involve yourselves in these types of situations, then you don't have to worry about that. It's one good choice followed by another good choice. An occasional bad choice isn't that big of a deal, as long as we don't stack those. So today's a good day to get started if you're thinking about crossing over into the sober life. I believe in you. You can do this. If I could do it, you can do it. So family, fitness, and freedom are what delivered me to the promised land. And, it can do the same for you. So that's my video for the day. I appreciate your time. And don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing.